Hi, it's Larry here, Xbox Live's Major Nelson, and you're listening to my second favorite podcast. It's Party Chat. See you later.
Xbox on.
Game on, baby. Wow! Let's do this.
Hello and welcome to the Party Chat podcast, the official podcast of the Xbox One subreddit. I am this week's host, Ross Miller, and I'm joined by everyone's favourite uncle. It's Uncle Jesse.
Hey now.
And our Lord and Queen of Cosplay. It's Carina.
Hey all.
Hey, that was a bit better this week. It was on time. It was enthusiastic.
Get in there slowly.
I thought for sure you were going to say.
Episode
Sleepy Carina.
we just found out Carina's just woke up from a nap, so she's fully rested and raring to go. That's what I take from that. Do you not? No. Well, look, we usually get this podcast started with what we've been playing. So, Carina, I'm going to start with you since you're so wide and awake. What have you been playing this week?
I've been playing all sorts this week. I don't know why I decided just to try a lot of things out. I started playing the new Tomb Raider because obviously it's now been Xbox One X enhanced.
Yeah.
So I thought I'd give that a go. I do enjoy the franchise, so it's nice to get back into that again. So I played PUBG, like always, and then played a bit of the new Deep Rock Galactic, and I think that was my weekend. I've been trying a few little different games for a change.
Ooh, a varied selection right there. What about you, Clay?
Yeah, I actually
Rainbow Six Siege.
No, funny enough, I've not played Rainbow Six Siege, and I think the new update is out. The sort of zombie outbreak update it might be out. I can't remember. I'm going to jump in on that tonight and check it out if that is. I actually just recently got a new pair of headphones for my Xbox for gaming. The Plantronics 800 XL headsets, which were very well reviewed over by the Windows Central team, Jez Gordon, and those crew specifically for the Xbox. And I guess it's supposedly, pretty good headset for gaming, cheaper than some of the other headsets that are out there. But one of the cool features is it has Dolby Atmos support. And I have been blown away at how cool that is. For anybody that isn't familiar with what that is, because I had no idea what it was until I read about it. So you have surround sound, which is like I can hear in front of me, behind me, left, right, or in sort of the corners. This lets you hear spatially around you. So above you, below you, those sort of things. It's really wild, especially in some of the games. So there's only a handful of games that support it. So I've been playing Super Lucky Tail, which is pretty fun. I don't know how far into that, but maybe I like to think I'm halfway through it. I don't know. Picked back up Gears of War, which is, I think when I got the X, I played it briefly and then I kind of dropped it. That game looks so unbelievably good on the X. It's ridiculous how amazing it is. And now with the Atmos sound support, it's really freaking cool. I was playing some Horizon, also playing some Deep Rock, and playing way too much PUBG. Way too much. And last night, I probably had the worst night of PUBG that I have ever had. My crew and I are consistently, when we play, usually landing at least in the top 10 every time we're going. Last night, I don't think we made it out of the first blue zone. Either we died in the blue zone or we'd get picked off by people that we'd run into. It was just a big cluster F of a whole evening of playing. A lot of fun, but just no chicken dinner in sight last night. No chicken dinners whatsoever. How about you, Ross?
Well, I've also been playing PUBG, but Carina was there. I rage quit last week.
Yeah. Oh, so much fun.
Yeah. So I got 2 seconds in a row in duos with Kev, my friend Don't Shoot Tarney, And then the next 2 games, I did literally nothing, to the point where I landed and a guy one-hit Superman punched me and killed me.
Oh.
Sounds
And I just went, sorry guys, I'm done. I'm away. See you later. Bye. And turned it off. That game infuriates me, but no, it's so good, PUBG. We talk about it so much, but I just want to know now, right? And this is, I'm going to try and make this can be my cosplay for the year, is I'm just going to make a suit full of pans. Because the amount of times I've been running away and a bullet has hit a pan, which has saved me, is unbelievable. So why can't you just put the pan on your head?
Yeah, exactly. Hold it up to your head. That's right.
Yeah, and just run towards people, because it always seems to get drawn towards that pan. But other than that, I picked up and played for the first time, would you believe, considering I've had it for a while, Forza 7.
Oh, wow.
I got the X, of course, and I wanted to see a game that was going to really show that off, and Forza 7 does that for me in a lot of ways. I'd been sort of saving it so I could play it in 4K HDR, and it is brilliant. It's such a good game, but I do have to admit, I do think I prefer the Horizon games. I'm more of an arcade type of guy. I much prefer the Horizon games. As much as I'm enjoying it, I don't know when I've done the main core of the campaign type stuff if I go back. Whereas with Horizon, I just like to pick up and play, drive around Australia and fully enjoy it. So, yeah. But I've also played a game called Deep Rock Galactic. The other two have mentioned they played that as well. And the reason why we're not going into detail is because it's our Idea Xbox Indie Game of the Week. So guys, we've all been playing this game and I want to hear your thoughts. So Carina, we started with you. We'll go back to you right now. What is your thoughts on Deep Rock Galactic?
I'm quite enjoying it obviously you play as a typical miner. I don't know.
What's typical about a miner?
I don't really know.
What's typical?
Well, it's not really a miner, is it? Is it a dwarf? I don't know. Are they gnomes?
The dwarfs.
I don't know. Whatever they are, the miners. And and I don't know about you guys, I tend to pick the scout class at the moment. So obviously you get the grapple hook, you get a standard gun, a shotgun, and I don't know what the other one is, but I never use it. But no, I'm quite enjoying it. I mean, I tend to just quick join random groups, because if I do it on my own, I just die. However, I recently, when I was playing it on Mixer. Now, with Deep Rock, you've got an interactivity, so if you turn it on in the settings, people who watch you on Mixer can get involved in the game too, which ended up being quite entertaining, because basically I was battling a swarm of bugs, and someone decided to spawn, I don't know what they're called, but I call them the butt monsters, because you have to shoot them in the butt to kill them. You know which ones I'm on about.
Yep.
Please say you know which ones.
Yeah, they've got green glowing butts, yeah.
Yeah, so butt monsters. So someone spawned one of them, so eventually I got rid of them. And just as I thought I'd done and, nearly died in the process, some viewer decided to spawn a dreadnought, and it's safe to say I did not survive. But it was funny. But it's lovely that, that Mixer have interrogated this option, and that you can get viewers to get...
They've what?
Not interrogated. Oh my god, what do you call it? Integrated. That's what I wanted. Integrated.
You didn't know, Ross, you didn't realize that, but Mixer is now Jack Bauer in 24.
Yes. I'm just getting images of Matt Salsamendi tying Major Nelson to a chair, and it's like, you must integrate this feature right now.
Oh man, integrate anyway. But yeah, no, it was very nice that to have a game that gets involved like that, and hopefully we can see a few more games where viewers. I mean, obviously, I quite enjoy my streaming, so to have viewers get involved, it's quite fun.
Well, for those that don't know anything about this game, just to explain, it is 4-player co-op, or you can play solo or duo or anything up to the 4-player. And the only way to describe it is a bit of a mining game. You're sent out to try and collect a certain type of ore, and when you've done so, you then return to your ship, essentially, to put it in simple terms. But throughout the way, there is enemies to get, there's different routes, it's all procedurally generated, so it's never going to look exactly the same as it did before. But Jesse, what are your thoughts on the game now you've had some time?
Yeah, you know what's funny is I was just thinking about it as Carina was talking. I don't think I've played any of the other classes other than the assault class. And I've got to branch out a little bit there, but it's a wild game. It actually reminds me a lot of the look and sound of it reminds me a lot of Quake when I was much younger, and it's sort of got that really geometric look to it. And some of the it's like a really heavy, clunky sounding game. It plays. I love it. Absolutely am enjoying it. And literally the first thing I saw, I booted up the game. You immediately tosses you into the tutorial. And what I start doing is I don't pay attention to the tutorial whatsoever. It was like, all right, this is how you use your pickaxe, and you can start picking away and mining things. I was like, all right, let me see if I can mine the floor. Pick.
I did the
I was
same
like,
thing.
down. I was like, all right, I'm going to go like 5 minutes, 10 minutes and see what I end up hitting. I never ended up hitting anything. I thought for sure I'd hit like lava or I don't know, just something. But the problem was I had gone all the way down this hole and there was no way for me to get back up other than having to burrow diagonally up. So I just ended up killing myself in the process to respawn. But it was thoroughly enjoyable. This game is wild. It's wild. And then I played it's one of these games where you really benefit from having a team that you're playing with and communicating. I've joined, so far I haven't played with any of my friends yet on it, but, I've joined up with some randos online and it's been a little chaotic to say the least. And I've lost track of everyone and I've gotten lost in caverns. And then I did play, one of the solo missions where you can choose different, I think it's planets or objectives, and it was one of the much more difficult ones, and it was a lava planet, and I burrowed, finally broke through into this other area, and then just kept running, and there was a swarm of enemies that were behind me. You get that warning. It was like, there's a swarm about to strike. And I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I've already wasted all my ammo screwing around and didn't realize that I could, call for resupplies at that point. That was a little earlier on, but it was, pretty enjoyable though. Pretty enjoyable. And then got killed by 3 of those monsters that Carina was trying to describe. They have the green glowing back to them, the big hulking
interrogators.
Yeah, the interrogators. Ross, how are you liking it, man?
I absolutely love this game. I mean, love it. It came right out of left field for me. When I seen the trailer for this, I thought, this is not for me. Mining, I just wasn't bothered by it. It just didn't excite me at all. But when I finally sort of got my hands on it, it's so much fun. And I actually feel under so much pressure at times. I've been lucky enough a couple of times to be dropped. I played with Carina, but with some connection problems, I think, at one point. But I joined in a lobby and it was one of these air missions, but there was 4 of us. There was one guy who was quite new. Everyone had mics. We were just having an absolute blast, showing one of the guys the sort of ropes. All 4 of us was a different class, and we all sort of settled into our positions. We're reviving each other. We got through the mission really quickly and stuck together for another one, which maybe didn't go so well. But I just love this game. This game has depth as well. You can level up your classes, which mean that you can buy different items, you can have extended ammo, you can level up the damage you can do, you can level up your mining tools. But I've also never noted how much a way light comes into the game.
Yeah.
You can't see. You know, you have a little torch, and that is literally at some points the only thing that you have. You have to throw these little, what are they, like glow sticks, basically?
Yeah, that's about it.
to light the way. Yeah, one of the classes does have a flare gun that can light up an entire room, which is really, really helpful when you're looking for that brown area to just dig through. But I just love the fact it's got depth with its class system, which you can level up each class. It's got some great co-op action. It's fun. Slightly repetitive, maybe, but that is a preview game, so I'm hoping, more and more stuff gets added, more modes and things like that. But this game is a lot better than what I planned, and I can't wait to play with you guys. That's the important thing. Like, I can't wait for you, me, Rhys, Carina, all sit down, we all play it, we'll probably fail miserably, but we're going to have an absolute blast doing it. It's really good. Really, really good.
Hey, Rhys, what do you think about the game?
So everyone press F to pay respects for Rhys because he's currently in bed with the flu. What was that?
I don't know. That's I was trying to make a funny sound, but it just kind of came out weird. Very, very weird.
There's so many jokes I can make that would not be suitable for this podcast right now, but I'm just not going to bother. Shall we find out what's happening in the subreddit this week?
Yes.
You're listening to Xbox One Party Chat Podcast. This week in the subreddit.
Ross, I am going to throw us for a loop here, because I'm on the sub, actively viewing the sub, and I just saw a post that got me very excited that we weren't planning on talking about. It's from Gizabitadat, who posted, and I don't know how legit this is or not, but it looks like it's a link to an article saying that Floyd Mayweather Jr. reveals he's working on a boxing game like Fight Night Champions. I would love another Fight Night game. Would love another Fight Night game. That was such a, crown jewel to me in the 360 days of Xbox, where it was just brutal punching people and how it visually looked, and would love to see something come back that resembles that. Did you guys ever play any of those? Fight Night?
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. And of course the team that developed Fight Night now work on the UFC games. Mm-hmm. And that's probably one of the reasons why there hasn't been a game, because that's been very commercially successful for them.
Right.
They've churned out 3 in 4 years, I think. 3 games in 4 years or 5 years maybe. But, so I'm assuming that this isn't going to be EA.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't even bother clicking on the link. It was to the Sun. So, I don't know how reputable that is.
Right, okay. It's quite a big newspaper over here, Clay. But it's not, they don't print the truth.
Exactly.
But I like the Fight Night games, but in my opinion, boxing is dying away, so are they really going to make the cash for it?
I know.
Is it going to be a small one developer? I would love to see another Fight Night. Something that doesn't live up to a Fight Night style of game could actually kill off boxing games forever. So if it's done right, yeah, all for it. The fact that they get Floyd Mayweather Jr. in it shows it must be someone of a reasonable size. But if this turns out to be a bad game, if it's even true, then it could kill off boxing games forever, which no one wants to see.
Can you insert a Mike Tyson's Punch-Out sound effect right here? Boom!
No.
All right, let's get to the regular story. So, I'll start it off here. I think one of the big ones that came out earlier today is that Inside Xbox is coming back next week on March 10th. So Xbox put out a cool little trailer for the new Inside Xbox. It looks like a video series that will now be available over on Mixer, Xbox. I'm assuming you'll be able to watch it on your Xbox. I'm sure it'll be posted here on Reddit, and a variety of other places. You guys pretty excited to see some more content coming out of the folks there, Major Nelson and crew?
Definitely, I quite like their little clips they do and different things. I always watch them, so I'm quite interested to see what they'll bring.
I would only be excited if the studio is an entire full-size working Xbox and they record from inside of it. Otherwise, that's just false advertisement.
That's right. It is very, very much so false advertising. Very much so.
Yeah.
Did you see that they're going to be over with the Rare crew? It looks like they were over yonder doing some interviews about the Sea of Thieves for next week.
Yeah. So I remember Larry posting that he was in Birmingham. Carina, how much did you stalk him when he was in your city?
Maybe a little bit too much. I stalk everyone on social media, to be fair, so probably a lot.
Oh, yeah, social media, yeah. No,
Quote unquote.
no, like he was over. He was over a while ago because he was tweeting about it, so I'm assuming that that's what it's for. I just hope with AC Bongos being over in the US of A that he has some huge or big input in this, because I always really enjoy him together, and I like his interactions with Major as well. So it's exciting to see a new show. What about you, Clay? You told the story. Are you excited to see this yourself?
Yeah, I'm always interested in these, and the content that they usually put out is top notch. So something else in addition to their This Week on Xbox is, I think, something that would be really cool, especially leading up to E3. I bet they are going to be using this to leverage a lot of new announcements that they're planning on making prior to the show. Get a lot of maybe the technical updates or hardware stuff or any of the announcements around gear that they did prior, like last year, for E3, so that they can continue to focus on the games at the show this year. It could be very interesting.
I don't know if you noticed, but they put down Games Pass announcements. Do you see that?
No,
One of the
I
things that
didn't
they
see that.
stated was Games Pass announcements, yeah.
Oh,
so I'm wondering, are they going to say, episode 1, by the way, coming to Games Pass right now is...
Oh.
Forza Horizon 3.
That could be very cool. That could be very cool. Or maybe there's like, what I've wondered with the Games Pass is if they were sort of, how right now on Xbox you can get the weekend trials. They'll put out like Rainbow Six Siege was free to play a weekend or so ago. I'm wondering if they're going to do that with some of the game. Like, it might not be a Games Pass title that you can keep for the whole time, but it might be an extended version of that. Would be kind of cool, where, hey, you can now play Assassin's Creed for 5 days. Here's the 5 days that it's going to be available for you to play, which would be kind of cool.
Yeah. No, that would be awesome. That would be a great...
Can I talk for a second about, I've got a buddy of mine that does not agree that Games Pass is a good deal. And I was like, you are out of your mind right now.
Does he just play like one game and that's it then?
Oh my gosh. No, he plays a whole bunch of games. But I was like, are you planning on picking up Sea of Thieves? Yeah, I'm gonna get Sea of Thieves. And I was like, well, why wouldn't you get Games Pass instead? And then you get Sea of Thieves and all these other games. Well, I don't want to keep paying the $10 a month for the Games Pass. So it's like, God, dude. I don't know. It's just me. Maybe.
I can actually get his point.
I don't.
If you look at the list, like we all buy a lot of games. That's one thing about the lot of us that we do. We all buy every big Microsoft exclusive game, probably.
Yeah.
Or the majority of them. But I know a lot of people that are not interested in Crackdown. I know a lot of people that are maybe not that keen in Sea of Thieves, and not that many, to be fair. But I know some people that are definitely not interested in the game that escapes me now.
But
State of Decay 2.
This is, to me though, this is it definitely reminds me of Netflix, where Netflix will pump out a movie. They just put out that movie Mute. I watched it. I didn't like it. I thought it was kind of crappy. But you know what? I wasn't mad that I watched it. I didn't feel like I got burned, that I wasted money, with my Netflix subscription. No, I'm actually pretty happy that Netflix went ahead and tried to make a cool sci-fi movie. I didn't really care for it, but I appreciate that they are trying something. And I'm hoping this means that other users with this on the Xbox system, if they're playing Game Pass, you get access to a ton of different games that you might not have ever played. Super Lucky's Tale. I would have never bought that. I would have never played it. And it is a really fun game. I'm really enjoying it. And thanks, because it's all part in Game Pass now. It's pretty cool.
But like for every Super Lucky Tale, there is a roundabout, or there is a Payday 2, screw you Payday 2, or like, there is some stuff on there. Well, I wasn't that impressed with Games Pass until recently. I think I said last week, we called last week, Games Pass is the best deal in gaming or the greatest deal in gaming or something like that. Because now it is. But when it initially launched, I didn't feel, because I owned Halo 5, I owned Gears 4, I owned all the Gears games. There was nothing on there that made me go, wow, I cannot wait. Now they've brought it in, yes it is. But if someone is in a similar mind to the way I was and is not interested in the big exclusives coming this year, then why would they pick it up? I can see why them saying, well, I didn't plan to spend $120 on games this year.
Yeah, I guess I could see that. But it's just, to me, they're continually adding games every month. You're bound to find one that's gonna fit your need. I mean, you could always get it and then drop it as well. But I'm hooked in at this point. they've
got Games Pass now. Just to confirm, I love Games Pass now.
Yeah.
I love Games Pass now. But Carina, what's the most random game you've ever played from Games Pass?
Ooh, most random game. I don't know, I stay away from random games this go, mainly because I'd just be really bad at them. No, I did get back on Viva. Oh no, I forgot to mention that. I play Viva Pinata. Basically, I mean, I've got Rare Replay, but I went through the Game Pass list because I was like, okay, let's have a look, because I played Tomb Raider. I was like, what else can I play? And I need to go back to Fable and stuff like that. I definitely will replay that at some point because all three are on Games Pass. But no, I went back to Viva Pinata on the Games Pass as well. I forgot about that. I only played a late night version of it. I played it for an hour or so and made some worm friends and a serpent and random other stuff. But yeah, no, most random game. I don't know, but I really want to try Zoo Tycoon. Because I used to play that on the PC, and that's on Games Pass, and I'd love to play it on the Xbox, but I mean, no one really plays Zoo Tycoon to make a zoo. I just want to make a load of lions and then set them free and see what happens, so, as you do.
Clay, most random game?
Man, I was trying to think. I don't think I've really played anything super. I've played a lot of older games that I used to play, like Golden Axe and Streets of Rage and Virtua Fighter. I haven't really played. I've downloaded some random games. I don't think I've booted them up yet. I do like Games Pass in the evening. Like, we'll have dinner as a family, and then I'll bring the boys down, and we have maybe like an hour or so before I have to get them to bed. I'll put on the Xbox, and I'll try and usually play some of the more retro games. Or Super Lucky Tale. That's when I just started playing through that again. Or not just started playing through it for the first time. But, yeah, I'll have to try some of these other rando titles on there. Have you, Ross, what about you? Anything that you can immediately think of?
Well, I mentioned it earlier. I downloaded a game called Roundabout, which can only be described as one of the worst games I've ever played. It's a sort of board game that I got bored of after 10 minutes. Yeah, that was not good. But what I want to know from the listeners is, what games are we missing on Games Pass that we may not have picked? Let us know on Twitter at PartyChatPod. What's your most random games, or what games are we to try that we've not mentioned there? But Carina, do you want to take us into our next story?
Moving on to our next story. Today there is an update mentioned by user Work Wombat. I don't know how you pronounce Wombat. That's not a TV show. But anyway.
That's the Wombos.
Ah, that's what I was thinking of. I used to watch that. But anyway.
The Wombos of Wimbledon? Right, okay. That's a very British thing, I think.
Yeah. But from user Work Wombat, it explains that the head of the preview program that there is a new update coming up from the alpha build. Has anyone looked into that yet? Is anyone excited for the new alpha build?
It's live.
It is live. I got hooked into that, what was it, last Friday or so? And it is pretty good. I don't really care about the 440p support, but I know there's people out there that are. I'm loving the games with gold, new listing that they have within the games and apps section. So, you know how you can view your games, your apps, subscriptions. Now they have specifically games with gold titles that you've downloaded or have access to, which is pretty cool. I think that it's nice that they've done that. They also integrated further with Mixer with this update, and they're testing out the share control function, which I have a feeling you guys will really enjoy. So, which it could be pretty interesting. I don't know entirely how that works, but basically, you let your viewers have access to controls of some sort. I still don't quite understand. Ross, did you ever get any more?
Yeah, so you can either do it through the browser, where literally a little controller comes up, and you press the buttons of your mouse. Seriously. Or you can connect a controller. But the only reason, or the sole reason why I'm interested in this is so that I can just start up Celeste, get to the point where I was, and let someone else finish a game for me so I get achievements.
Hey, that's a good idea. I'm stuck on Celeste.
Yeah, because I'm never finishing that game by myself. What Mixer shows why it's still the leading platform in functionality anyway with this, because interaction, you know, Carina's probably the biggest streamer of the three of us, and I'll let her come in a second, but Carina, well, I will ask you this. Do you not agree that the interaction with the viewer is what makes being a streamer special? And if you can make that viewer feel even more part of the game that you're playing with this, is that not amazing?
I mean, especially from a streamer aspect, it helps a lot in terms of the chat audience. And because I mean, when you're streaming, there's nothing worse than trying to stream and you're like talking to yourself and no one is talking in chat. Whereas, you know, some people don't want to talk in chat, but if they press buttons and join in with the interactivity, you can still respond to that, and it's another way of being involved, and plus the viewers enjoy it. You know, like I say, I was playing Deep Rock Galactic, and they were, like, the viewers were finding it hilarious because they were just spawning a load of enemies on me, and it made me die. Like, you know, and then there'll be some that are trying to help you, and some are trying to make you die, and no, people love it, and I think the fact I'm not too sure how the controller's gonna work, in terms of, with gameplays. I've got some sort of ideas in my head of how I want to use it, but I need to basically test around with it first. I don't know if it's gone live on Mixer itself just yet. I've been looking all weekend, but I think it's a big thing for Mixer, and I think that's what makes Mixer so great, is its interactivity between streamers and viewers. It's something that, you know, most streaming systems don't have.
Like, for me, this will be a success when I can start playing Cuphead, and I say, I need a player too, and I select someone from my viewer list, and they join me as my player too, and play along with me. You know, some of the best streams that you ever seen, some of the biggest streamers all have their, you know, the fan nights where you can go and play games with them, and that's how they feel involved. And if they could just do that without even owning the game, without even owning an Xbox, you know, doing it from a laptop, it's unbelievable. The technology behind it, I will never even pretend to understand this one, if I'm honest with you. How they get the latency so low, I will, again, never understand. But this, I don't think anyone asked for it, and I don't think anyone expected it. So this is amazing. Absolutely amazing. I can't wait to test it out on stream.
Agreed. Ross, there's one more update that I wanted to mention here on the dashboard update, which is the immersive audio. So what they've done is, it actually ties in nicely to my Dolby Atmos headsets that I just got. If you have, I think it's even surround sound, it works well with it, but for the Dolby Atmos, it works really nice, is when you're navigating around your Xbox now, it's like spatial audio. So if you're navigating from something in the top left corner all the way down to the bottom right corner, you hear the controls moving from left to right, top to bottom. It is so wild to hear. And it's one of, I think, the coolest small features that they've added to the Xbox. Just think it's a really nice little touch to really get your mind hooked into to the Xbox. I'm sure there's like half of the Xbox users are going to be like, I don't care about this. Why did you have it? But the other half is going to be like, blown away by it.
Yeah. They sometimes do these nice little updates. It even sometimes takes a small time for people to notice it's happened. But yeah, I suppose that's good if you have the Dolby Atmos. It's not something I've looked out for. I'm looking here also, one thing I don't think you mentioned, they've also updated the Edge browser.
That's right.
So your internet browser, does anyone use their internet browser?
Yeah, a lot of people do, because they post all the time about not being able to access Pornhub and other sites.
Yeah, Chatterbait, that was it, wasn't it? Yeah. Or whatever it's called, I mean.
I don't know.
Wait, for me, you can now use your keyboard. Plug in a wireless keyboard, you can use it. So I actually might start using my browser a little bit more for some family-friendly sites. But, with this, the browser hadn't been updated in a while, so it's nice to see the new features. One thing I did notice myself, just a bit of a tip, is if you have a pin for the Edge browser, delete it, and then add a new pin for the new browser. It is separate, so the original pin will not work.
Good to know.
Yeah. But next story, and as it's a cosplay, let's go to Clay.
Yarr, this will be good.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. So the next one is cosplay related. Actually, the top post on the sub from this past week is Gears of War cosplay related. It's posted by Luintrix. And it was a Gears of War cosplay that was created by SKS Props. I believe last year I remember seeing that online, him making that. So I'm a little surprised that it just now made the rounds over to the sub, but it was a Theron Guard. Is that how you pronounce it? Is that right? Theron Guard. And yeah, it's ridiculously cool. This guy's full head to toe cosplay getup. I think it's all out of foam mostly. He even has a workable torque bow, which is pretty wild. There's a whole lot of LEDs integrated with it. Carina, did you get a chance to check that out?
Yeah, it looks pretty cool. It looks heavy.
Yeah, I know, it does look heavy, right?
And I'm like, I do really wonder what it's made out of. It looks maybe foam, but I mean, it does look really heavy.
I feel like
but then again, a cosplay, you just don't care, do you? You just get on with it.
I feel like he won a big, I feel like he won a big cosplay contest last year. I remember seeing with this costume. It does look very menacing as well inside of his garage with a John Deere lawnmower behind it. But it's pretty cool. I was happy to see this posted on the sub though. Hopefully more people try this stuff out.
I just want to point out, right, Clay's put down the notes. Clay done the notes this week, right, which is always fun for a start. But Carina and Clay geek out for a few mins, ha ha. You do realise that this is a man who's basically dressed himself in the coolest thing from Gears of War. And do you not think I'm not going to look at that and go, oh my god, that is amazing?
Yeah, I know, but you know.
That is so much better than Carina's Bush cosplay, I'm not going to lie. But, like... oh, he's now changed the notes to say haha featuring Ross.
Yeah, there.
Honestly, out of a lot of the cosplays I have seen, this is amazing. It's so well done. If you get a chance, go to the sub, go to the top posts, and you'll see it. It is utterly phenomenal. So, Carina, I take it you're going to outdo him for EGX this year.
It'll happen. It'll just be a repeat of my Master Chief, where I'll try to outdo him, and then within an hour of being there, everything will just fall apart and land on the floor.
You know what
last time.
Karina, you know what was really cool at New York Comic Con? They had a repair station, like a completely free cosplay repair station. They had duct tape and people standing by to help you reassemble your costume if it starts falling apart. That was a very nice touch. Very nice touch.
Actually, to be fair, I have like a box which is basically my DIY cosplay box. So it literally has like sewing needles, thread, tape, loads of glue. I think I have way too much super glue. But no, I tend to take my own, but that time it just couldn't be fixed. It just fell apart, it could not be fixed. So I had to just deal with half a costume for the rest of the day. But I got a photo in it, so that's all you need.
Moving on to the last story. This comes from user BCR plus 44, whatever that means. And it is rumoured that Battlefield 2, which is due to announce this year, is all set in World War 2. After us fighting in World War 1 less than 2 years ago, and then fighting in World War 2, in November with the most latest COD. Are you guys excited for a World War II game, or do you want to go back to jumpy, shooty giant robots?
No, I'm not too bothered. I'm not a Battlefield fan that much. I should be. I should play it, but yeah, if they want to have tanks, give them tanks. If they want to have robots, give them robots. If they want to just shoot people, let them shoot people.
I do not want to go to World War II. I don't want to go to the future. I don't want to go beyond right now. I want it to be back to Bad Company or Battlefield 3 or Battlefield 4. Also, the naming convention is getting really confusing because there was already a Battlefield 2. So
yeah, there was.
So I don't know. I'm not super excited about this. I am excited to hear that they are bringing back attachments and weapon unlocks and those sort of things, which will more than likely get me to want to at least try this out. I don't know. I'll wait and see how it is. I
remember when you seen World War One. You were excited for it. Really excited for it. And then you've hardly talked about it.
Yeah, I very quickly petered off of that game. I really did not like that it felt like, not that I've played Overwatch more than twice, but it felt kind of like Overwatch. You have you have characters, and that's it. That's your character. That's it. That's your character. There's no.
It's not a hero shooter.
But I know. But it's like here's the medic. Here's your weapon. That's it. That's here's your gun. That's it. There's no. I don't know. There was something really missing to it, and it might have been the attachments and not being able to fully deck out different weapons the way you want them to be, and. I don't know. For some reason, I just had a really hard time staying interested in the game. I keep saying I'm going to pick up EA Pass again, EA, whatever it's called, EA Access, and try it out again. But at this point, I'm just, I'm waiting to see what this one's going to be, and I'll take it from there. But I don't know. Not thrilled. That's just me.
I like World War II games. Because I just want to, replay Saving Private Ryan, basically. But I loved, the pinnacle of the Battlefield series for me was Battlefield 3. Okay? Right. It was on the 360, the rush modes on it were phenomenal. It just felt like a complete game. It was a one game I got premium pretty much straight away because I just knew I was going to get my money's worth out of it. I don't even think was it called premium at that point?
Yeah,
Can't remember.
Yeah, I think so.
Was it premium? Yeah. And I get so many hours out of playing Battlefield 3, it was ridiculous. Battlefield 4 I liked, but I didn't get into it as much as 3. And Battlefield 1, much like you, Clay, I was excited when I seen it. I remember being quite excited at the beta, but when the actual game came out, I just couldn't get into it at all. felt as if it was just another spawn, run a bit, get shot, die, spawn, get a couple of kills, die again. I just didn't feel any rhythm to it. Now, I probably never gave it a fair amount of time. In fact, I didn't buy it. I only played the trial. But when it came to EA Access, I started to give it a little bit more of a crack. But again, even the second time of giving it a shot, I just couldn't get into it. So if this is a World War II game, I again don't think I'm going to pick it up.
Yeah.
Unless it's amazing. Yeah, unless you hear it's absolutely amazing.
They're going to have a really awesome trailer. Again, that first Battlefield 1 trailer with, I can't remember the song, who even the band was.
Seven Nation Army?
Yeah, thank you. Seven Nation Army. That was one of the coolest trailers. I was like, man, this looks like it's going to be amazing. Absolutely. I mean, it did look really cool, but I'm right there with you. I think I got very fed up of spawn, die, spawn, die, spawn, die, spawn, die. It felt like immediately spawn and die.
Well, you went from F-16s to biplanes. You know, it's a hard thing to. So you had to jump out, crank up the plane before it would take off. You know, it didn't. I don't think it suited the Battlefield engine as such. It's a stunning looking game. It just didn't feel as fun for me. So I'm actually, for once, maybe hoping that it isn't true.
You know what? One thing I will say that PUBG has, I think, kind of ruined my experience isn't the whole. Whatever that type of shooter is called now. I can't remember what it's called. Now I'm struggling with words. Well, anyways,
last man standing.
Yeah, like a last man style standing. But is really the shooting mechanic. PUBG, there's no auto aim. Rainbow Six Siege, there's no auto aim that I'm aware of. I could be completely wrong.
Yes, there is. On controller, there is. So. 100% there is. I am not that good without auto aim. There is no chance I've seen my shooting in PUBG compared to Rainbow Six.
Are you sure?
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong.
Man.
Maybe I'm just better.
But I think I'm enjoying that. Not having that in a game is a nice change of pace, where it's frustrating at some times, but other times it's produces some really wild up close shootouts where people are just flat out missing each other from a very close range. Can be enjoyable. That's all I'm saying. I wouldn't mind seeing an option for that, potentially.
Well, what are your thoughts? Is a World War II Battlefield exciting for you? Let us know on Twitter at PartyChatPod. Also follow PartyChatPod because we're going to be giving away our Indie Game of the Week again this Friday, so the day after the pod drops, which of course is Deep Rock Galactic, so make sure you're involved in that. And we'll also be tweeting out details of our new Discord server where you can come in and chat to us all, and even Rhys if he survives the flu. But anyway, from updates to World War II to interrogations, this is another episode of the Party Chat over, and for another week, Xbox turn off.
You're listening to Xbox One Party Chat Podcast, the official podcast of the Xbox One subreddit.
Let's do this.
I just had to dig in with interrogations.
Ross, there is no aim assist in Rainbow Six Siege.
Damn it.
Only terrorist hunt and situations have aim assist. No, just add it in. That'll be the after credits special.
No, it makes me look like an idiot. I don't know what I'm talking about anyway.
I never know what I'm talking about. It's perfect.
Perfect. I'll include that in the outtake then.
Outtake out.
Guys.